LSU School of Veterinary Medicine offers graduate degrees in biomedical and veterinary medical sciences.
LSU was the program that had everything that I was looking for.
My two passions are math and horses. My research here really allowed me to focus on putting those two together.
I knew that I wanted to bridge the gap between animal research and human research. There aren't a lot of programs that allow you to do that except for here at LSU.
Areas of study include basic and translational research related to cancer biology, cardiovascular disease, developmental sciences, and toxicology. This research can lead to new medical treatments and therapies for people and animals.
We have a whole lab to look at toxic effects of different compounds.
It's the innovations. That's what really intrigued me.
So if we can figure out the different proteins that are there, we can figure out a way to treat that infection.
Other areas of highly specialized graduate training include infectious diseases. Training encompasses immunology and molecular virology, bacterial and viral pathogenesis, parasitology, and parasite-induced diseases.
Last Friday, I was out on a farm with about 150 different lambs.
The facilities are incredible.
If you really want to learn, there's someone there to train you.
It's a pretty open door policy here.
Major professors may also be board certified in specialties like surgery and internal medicine. Graduate students also have the opportunity to conduct applied clinical research and investigations that are important to both human and animal health.
It has great clinical applications because we're able to look at the efficacy of a treatment.
We do lameness exercises on the horses.
The great thing about this research lab is it's very versatile. I work with lots of different areas of research.
Set among the oak trees in the shadow of LSU's Tiger Stadium, LSU School of Veterinary Medicine is part of a unique and exciting campus life experience.
The campus is beautiful.
It's the best campus in the world.
The campus has its own smell because of the magnolia trees.
The people, they don't call it Southern hospitality for nothing.
Cajun food. Love Cajun food.
We have our own dairy store.
The atmosphere, the camaraderie, the spirit, the football. I mean, what else can I say? It's LSU.
For more information, visit vetmed.lsu.edu.
Hello, how is everybody doing today? Welcome to everybody who's joining our meeting today. We are going to talk a little bit about LSU and the programs that we offer for veterinary medicine, as well as the advantages of coming to LSU to study towards a veterinary medicine degree. I would like to introduce myself. My name is Marina Pereira. I am a managing director of the LSU Global Program here on the LSU campus. And I have a colleague joining me today. McCall, would you like to introduce yourself?
Yes. Hi, my name is McCall Murray. I am the Assistant Academic Director at LSU Global.
Excellent. So we wanted to introduce you today to LSU in general, as well as talk about the vet school program. I am going to show you a map of where we are located because a lot of students ask me a question about where exactly is LSU located. And so I want to be sure that you understand geographically where we are. So LSU stands for Louisiana State University, and we are located in the very south of the United States, in the southeast, in fact, all the way down by the Gulf of Mexico. So what that means is that the weather is really warm most of the year. In fact, it says here average temperature is 76 degrees. I think that today is that weather. It's beautiful. It's sunny most of the year. The name of the city where LSU is located is Baton Rouge, which is red stick, translated from French, and it is the capital of the state of Louisiana. It's a medium-sized city, and we are located about an hour away from New Orleans and about 4 hours away from Houston. We do have an airport here in Baton Rouge, but some students prefer to come to New Orleans to travel. So I'm going to talk a little bit about what is LSU exactly and how big is it. So LSU is quite large. We have about 32,000 students, and we offer close to 300 fields of study. LSU is the largest institution in the state of Louisiana, which means that we are the best at it. We have the most resources, we have the best students, the best professors, the best facilities, and we would argue the best sports teams as well, not just in Louisiana, but in the country. In fact, this weekend there's a football game that everybody is really excited about. So, and all students get to go to the football games and watch all the sports as students for free. So I know that we are going to be talking about vet school program specifically. And so I'll introduce the LSU vet program, as well as I want to talk for just 1 minute about the general system of veterinary education in the United States. I would like to let you know that in the United States, veterinary medicine is treated as and is considered being equivalent to a regular medical degree. So just like a student who wants to become a human doctor would do a bachelor's degree, and then they would continue on to medical school in the United States, it is the same thing with students seeking a veterinary medicine degree. They would initially complete a 4-year bachelor's degree, and then they would move on to a vet school of their choice and complete at least another 4 years to become a doctor of veterinary medicine. Now, there's additional schooling to be done sometimes if a student wishes to become a specialist, a surgeon maybe, or anesthesiologist, or specialize in particular types of animal treatments or a particular specialty in the field of veterinary medicine. So all of that is additional, just like it would be in the medical school here in the United States. The field is very, very competitive. The best and the brightest students only are admitted into vet schools and actually make it through the very rigorous programs of veterinary medicine. The job outlook is excellent. The vets are usually highly paid professionals. There is a lot of demand for them. There are only about 33 veterinary schools in the entire North American continent. So you can imagine the demand for vets is very high everywhere, but the actual opportunity to go to vet school is not as plentiful, with only 33 schools of veterinary medicine in the continent of North America. So LSU is one of those schools, which we're very happy about. And I would like to kind of talk a little bit about what we have here. And McCall, can you let us know, please, what is special about the LSU vet school program and pre-vet program? And why would students choose to come to LSU at the pre-vet level as opposed to any other university?
Yes, I can share about that. The degree that you would be working towards at LSU is a bachelor's in animal science, and that would include all of the science prerequisite courses that you would need to take to get into a veterinary school. At LSU, you do have the opportunity to do what's called a 3+4 program. So that means you would complete those prerequisites for the School of Vet before your 4th year. So you would complete those in 3 years, and in your 4th year, you would be able to start working towards your veterinary degree and be at the vet school. So that would take 1 year off of what Marina was talking about. So you could complete in 7 years. The degree is through the College of Agriculture, so they specialize within the animals and other opportunities within the College of Agriculture. They have advisors that are dedicated just to pre-vet students, and they offer a lot of support for you throughout the prerequisite courses, but also when you are applying to the veterinary school. Your options are open if you decide that the LSU vet school is not your #1 choice. You are able to apply to other vet schools. So you have those options if you want to see other places in the US. So Marina, when students from LSU are applying to the LSU vet school, what are some of the advantages over other applicants from other schools?
So the LSU Vet School, like I mentioned earlier, is one of only 33 vet schools in the continent of North America. So certainly the admissions committee at the LSU Vet Schools reviews applications from all over the world, and not just the United States, but students from all over the world apply to come here to become the doctors of veterinary medicine. And like I said earlier, it is extremely competitive, the admissions process. They look for very high grades, so GPAs are super important. They look for experience that the student might have in the field of veterinary medicine or medicine in general, or maybe research. They look for any type of sort of work or any other experience that demonstrate that the student has a passion for veterinary medicine, that this is something that they really are excited to be in. And so at LSU, the students that start here at a bachelor's degree level, they have a clear advantage, I think, in my opinion, because they get to participate in a lot of activities that vet school students put on. I'll tell you a story. We had one student who is currently at the vet school as a student of veterinary medicine. Her name is Jade, and she's from South Africa originally, but she came here in her freshman year and began all her coursework. And from the very first year, she was so excited about becoming a veterinarian that she was seeking every opportunity possible to participate in any type of voluntary opportunities or research experience. In fact, in her very first year, she participated in the spay and neuter clinic. So the vet school has a program where on the weekends, the students who are aspiring to be veterinarians, they get to practice spaying and neutering animals such as cats and dogs. It's called a spay and neuter clinic. In fact, I brought my dog to be neutered, spayed or neutered. Anyway, I brought him there to actually have his surgery at the vet school. And so from her very first year, she got the opportunity to participate as a volunteer. And so her job was to prepare the animals for surgery by shaving them. And so she was very excited. She would come and tell us how she spent her weekend shaving cats and dogs to prepare them for surgery, which I think is just kind of shows you the kind of excitement she had for her profession. And so throughout the 3 years that she was studying as an undergrad here, she was very active in all kinds of veterinary student-related activities. She was part of the pre-veterinary medicine club, for example, that which is a club that gets together and they introduce students to older students from the same field, and the older students mentor the younger students. They also invite veterinary professionals to come and talk about their specialties, to come and talk about the field, their experiences, share tips and tricks about what to expect during the admissions process. She also participated in, we have a shelter on campus called Companion Shelter Alliance. So it's a homeless pet shelter. They have dogs and cats that are homeless that are brought there by people from the community. And our students actually take care of those dogs. And so that's what Jade was doing. So by the time she was actually applying to the LSU Vet School, she had all this experience. And on top of that, by volunteering at the vet school, by doing all these activities at the vet school, guess what? The professors already knew her. So when her name came up on the admissions list and when her documents came through the admissions committee, it was a much easier time for the admissions committee to say yes to her application because they knew exactly who she was. They knew that she was very passionate about being a veterinarian. They have seen her work already. She's already a familiar face. She was a great student. So she was admitted with absolutely no issues on the very first try. So those are the kinds of opportunities that our students have and are exposed to during their time right here at LSU. I'm going to let McCall talk a little bit about other factors that could strengthen a student's applications and what kind of support LSU offers to pre-vet students to make sure that their applications are successful.
So like Marina said, getting into vet school is very competitive. So we want to make sure that first your GPA is very competitive and high throughout your 3 or 4 years while you are pursuing your undergraduate degree. So we have a lot of support in place for you already. There is tutoring that is directly from the College of Agriculture, and there is tutor from the Center for Academic Success, which also has a program called supplemental instruction. And as an academic advisor, I love supplemental instruction because this is students who have already taken the course. They have performed really well in it. They have made the relationship with the professor. It's always a traditionally harder course, those science courses that you need for vet school. And they are your peers, so they are students also. They attend the class with you. They know when the professor is saying, pay attention to this, you'll need to know this for your test. And then based on those classes, they go home, they review the material, but then they make a review session for you also. And this is 2 times a week throughout the entire semester. And I know a lot of students really like these sessions when tests are coming up because the SI leaders create and help them create review guides for the exams. And we have one of our students, her name is Dora, she's from Uzbekistan, and she has been an SI since her 2nd year, and she is in her 4th year this year. And she is doing pre-med, but for humans. And she is, she's an SI for one of the chemistries, in a chemistry that is required for the vet school admission. And like Marina said, within the pre-vet club, there are mentors and older students that you would get to know and using them as a resource for your classes. And the speakers that come in are able to talk about the diversity of programs that are offered. So you would get to know between the small animals, which would be like cats and dogs. And I visit the small animal clinic like Marina with my dog. And I actually got my dog from the shelter that she was mentioning. They have the large clinic also, which is like for farm animals, but they also offer the exotic animals. So if you go to a zoo, those animals are getting cared for too. So like tigers and lions and giraffes, and we've seen baby alligators. Marina, would you like to pull up a couple of our pictures while we're talking about those farm animals and some of our exotic animals?
So this particular picture here is starring Willie the cow. So this cow, I met Willie the cow, by the way. This cow is used for educational purposes. She was injured at some point, and so they used her injury to actually leave an empty, an open hole in the side of her stomach. And you can see that a professor or student can put a glove on and actually insert their arm into Willie's tummy, and you can feel all her internal organs. So you can touch her stomach, her intestines. The cows actually have several stomachs, so you can feel what's going on. You can feel the digestion. It's really quite an experience. I have done it myself, and it's quite interesting. This is Jade. This is the student I was talking about earlier from South Africa. So she loves cows. Cows are her favorite animals to care for. In fact, on her Instagram profile, all she has is pictures of herself with baby cows and big cows and all kinds of different cows. But of course, LSU has a farm where these cows are pastured, and you get to go there as a student and take care of them and learn from them. These are the baby alligators. There's a whole program for aquaculture at LSU College of Agriculture that studies local animals such as alligators that are plentiful in Louisiana, different types of fish, and all kinds of local, basically, animals that live in the water. And so again, the students from the vet school get to study them, they get to learn how to care for them, they get to kind of experience that part of it on their rotations as vet school students. So McCall and I were talking about the pre-vet veterinarian club. which is specifically for undergrads. And they do a lot of work of not just mentoring each other and talking to professors at the vet school, but they actually do a lot of good community service. And so here's a picture of not too long ago, they had a club service day where they went to the Companion Shelter Alliance from a call, got her a beautiful puppy named Rita. And they clean the dogs, they groom the dogs, and they kind of make them look a little bit better so that they're more likely to be adopted by humans when they see a nice, clean, happy dog. So Jade, actually, she used to go there and walk the dogs several times a week. Her job was she would go there and just walk the dogs, exercise them, make sure they're healthy. And here's our very famous, our favorite exotic animal. This is Mike the tiger. So LSU is known, our mascot is the tigers. And so Mike the tiger is our mascot. He's an actual live Bengal Siberian mix. He lives on campus in a beautiful $2 million sanctuary. This guy has a swimming pool, he has a waterfall, an air-conditioned apartment. But the most interesting thing for you guys is that he has a personalized veterinary dentist, and a nutritionist. And 2 students from the vet school each semester are honored to be selected to be Mike's caretakers. And so they have to go twice a day to see Mike the tiger in the morning and at night, to clean his sanctuary, to feed him, to make sure that he's doing well, and take pictures of him. Mike has a very, very, very active Instagram account. They post something every single day. So this is the vet students that take care of Mike. They post pictures of him and different fun little quotes and things. So I really highly encourage you. It's Mike the Tiger LSU is the Instagram account, and the Facebook account as well. And they study him as well. Previous Mike the Tiger had oral cancer. And so that was an opportunity for professors as well as students to do research about cancer in large feline animals and in tigers. And they published a paper based on those studies on Mike the tiger. So it's very interesting. The kinds of opportunities you get here are amazing. And yeah, so I hope you consider LSU to be your destination of study. One of the questions that I get, I'll leave you with a little advice as a parting advice. People ask me, high school students often ask, what can I do in high school to prepare for the career as a veterinary medicine student? And my answer is, really pay a lot of attention to your science and math classes, because those are the courses that are going to be your prerequisite courses that you are going to need very high grades on in order to be eligible for admission to vet school. So your chemistries, your biologies, your botany, zoology, whatever type of science classes you have in high school, you really, really, really need to pay attention to those classes, because once you get here, they will only get harder. They will build on your high school foundation. And those are the classes that you need excellent grades in order to get that really high GPA to increase your chances of getting into vet school. So if that's one thing you can do right now while you are still working towards your high school diploma, is to be very confident in your science background before you get here. And on that note, thank you very much, and go Tigers.